Yo, what's the good word? Yo, the demons live among us, friends. Thank you for being here. The world remains garbage, perhaps the most garbagey of any and all actual time. And I repeat, the demons are living among us, friends. What a sick and twisted world. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. If you have not watched the new Project Veritas drop by James O'Keefe and the Project Veritas team tonight, if you have not watched it, immediately when you get off this stream, you better watch it and post it and share it and talk about it, because it just might be one of the most disgusting things I've heard this year. And that's a tall order. I'm not going to lie. One of the most disgusting things I think that's ever come out of a person's face hole. And it just reiterates, as I have said ad nauseum, the demons are living among us. These people are so disgusting and vile, they should be hung in the town square. What a bunch of sick and disgusting, allegedly human persons. Absolutely unbelievable. And I'm not going to be negative the whole time. I'm going to tell a couple jokes. But for anybody that has not seen this video, some literal demon, an actual allegedly human, literal demon, dirt merchant, shadow walking, literal demon, had the audacity to say on camera and laugh and smile with an undercover journalist from Project Veritas that everybody's favorite and most trusted juice company, full garbagey, you know it, I'm not going to say it because it's demon stuff, because it's demon things, literally was potentially mulling over in meetings, creating new editions of the alleged thing, and then creating the alleged cures for the aforementioned thing. This is demon stuff. These are literal demons. These are the darkest, most shadowy, most disgusting people that have ever existed in the history of human existence, at least that we have been alive. And these people should go to prison or be hung in the town square. This is the most disgusting stuff I've ever seen. And the level of darkness that is enshrouding these people is beyond measure. And what absolutely blows my mind is that despite all of this widespread demonry, any person on the left side of things, the only thing they can think about is putting the bad orange man in prison. He's bad and he's orange, and he's orange and he's bad, and I don't like his face and I don't like his hair, and he's orange and bad, and they squawk and squeal like pigs to get this guy to go to jail when there are demons living among us. Will you guys on the alleged left tune in? Like, what planet are you living on? These people are so in space. It is insufferable. And the only solution that a person traditionally on the left side of the aisle has is bigger government, more control, more power. They never saw a problem that the government couldn't solve. They never saw a problem that the demons couldn't solve with more power from you and me. And today, all they could do was squeal about Donnie getting back on the Book of Faces, getting back on the gram, squealing about it, how he has to be silenced. You're a demon. You're a conduit for demonry, and you should be ashamed of yourself. These people are so disgusting, and people can't even figure out where to target their attention. Demons, merchants of demons, conduits of literal demonry. I have zero respect for these people. And all they can do is squeal about it. And I just watched this video with this insufferable leftist creator, where she's like, just in time for Black History Month, Ron the racist he wants to take away queer theory. It's like, bro, why are you people so obsessed with doing such merchant of darkness things to children. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with people? You're sick in the head. And like the hands of time will not look favorably on these people. They don't even understand that they are merchants and distributors of darkness. They are doing the bidding of the darkest, most nefarious demons that live amongst our planet. And they can't even see it. It is so sickening. Yeah, just tell the boy to lop off his Pen 15. He'll be fine. Just load him up with pills and stuff and tell him he can be whatever he wants. He can be whatever he wants. You're sick in the head and you're deranged. God, you're so sickening. And the only thing that they could think to do is be like, Donnie, bad orange man. He's bad. He's orange. He's an orange bad man. Dude, you guys need to get your brain checked. This stuff is so disgusting. And the amount of needless human suffering that is happening around the entire planet simultaneously is absolutely absurd. And I wish just the slightest bit that I could get through to one of these leftists to understand. Just because I don't agree with the left doesn't mean that I agree with the right. They're all demons. The vast majority of them are merchants of the darkness. These people hate you. RD, all of them. They hate you, and they could care less whether you live or die or perish or suffer. The only thing that matters to these people is power, money, authority, debauchery, and demonry. These people are demons, merchants of the darkness, evil embodied living among us. I'm not going to mince words here. These people are demons. They live in a cave under the sea where they hang upside down and suck the blood of the innocent. These people are demons. And no, I don't really mean that. I mean, they're demons. That's the only one that he thinks they're in a cave. It's like, dude, how disgusting do these people have to get for people to understand that giving more power and authority to a centralized, nefarious group of power-hungry, power-thirsty merchants of darkness will not save you. And these people are so emotionally manipulated and so low IQ in their understanding of the world, so completely non-understanding of the basic fundamentals of human life that they can't even see that they are literally cheering for, applauding, and motoring forward their own demise. It is so insane. I can't even fathom it. And with every single example of these people doing the most disgusting human things imaginable, the only thing that they can think of is to mindlessly regurgitate the thing that they see on the exact same television that's been lying to human beings as long as it existed. They are victims of a persistent psyop that seems so real that it rewards them with these fake illusions, these fake gifts, these fake followers, these fake endorsements. And all of these leftist creators, you watch the big ones, like the ones that are on TikSnap, on Garbage Snap, aka the dark alleyway behind the middle school of the internet. And they all meet him. I met Joe myself. Look, here's a video with me and Obama. Look, I'm here with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's just like they're buying you off. They're buying you off by making you feel good. They're parading you around in the halls of power and patting you on the back and faking it right to your face. But you're so out of tune with the most basic elements of reality that you can't even see that you are cheering for your own demise and the demise of your children and every generation going forward. These people hate you, right and left, Democrat, Republican, almost every single one of them. They hate you, and they do not care what happens in your life. The vast majority of them would completely look the other way if you were to suffer, if you were to be sick, if you were to lose your life, if you were to be destroyed in plain sight. They would look the other way for money, power, authority, or to maintain their collection of the supposed booty of this objective reality. They don't even see how they're cheering for the demise of their fellow man, and it's disgusting. And it's tragic. And as much as I hate to admit it, I think people on the left are emotionally manipulated victims. Not all of them, but a large quantity of them. They are victims of their lack of basic view of reality because they don't see what they don't want to see. I follow a lot of leftist accounts. I follow Democratic accounts. I follow Occupy Democrats. I follow all of these supposed medical experts. I follow them all. People DM me frequently and they're like, why do you follow Dr. Leanna Wen? Why do you follow? Because I want to see what these people are saying because they might be right. But what I find more often than not is that they're wrong. And they're not really wrong. They're incredibly wrong. They're so wrong that it's dark, that it's nefarious, that it's sickening, that it's evil, pure evil embodied. And if you watch that video that Project Veritas dropped tonight, and you look at this guy's face and the audacity and the lack of basic human decency that this person has as he giggles and laughs at the expense of all human people of the literal earth, this dude should be in a box for the rest of his life. Every last one of them is disgusting. And I can't imagine that they sleep at night. These people are sick and disgusting. It's so mind-blowing. And it's so clear. It's so obvious. And the only thing that they can ever think to do is cheer for bigger government, for more control. There are people suffering and dying in a war right now. And people are so hung up in this persistent psyop that they can't even see the most basic fundamental aspects of life. Everybody this week has been talking about boxes of documents at Mike Pence's house. Boxes of documents up Donnie's Dirt Star. There's a box of documents. And dude, if you can't see that they strategically release these documents in the exact time where they're literally escalating this war overseas, you're clueless. You are totally and completely brainwashed. The defense minister of Germany said on camera like 2 days ago, we are at war with Russia. We are at war. Those words came out of this woman's face. We are sending tanks over there that are going to take a long time to even get there, months to train them how to use them. It's not like you jump in it. I was listening to Ron Paul before, and he was like, it's not like you jump into this tank and you just turn the key. You have to train these people how to use this high-grade military weaponry. Everybody is all hung up on this green garbage. Oh, it's green. Don't take it. As they fly in private jets to Davos. These people hate you. They hate you. They hate you, and they rub it in your face. And people are so brainwashed. They're like, slay Greta, slay Thunberg. Like she rode her bicycle to the top of a mountain in Switzerland. What are you, brainwashed? God, you're so clueless. Oh, I didn't have enough money to fly. I didn't have enough money to fly to Philadelphia from Connecticut when I was 18 years old. Yet Thunblob has enough to be at the most expensive ski resort at the highest mountain in Switzerland in the middle of ski season. Are you dumb? Are you literally dumb? Hello, tune in. Wake up, dude. And then on top of it all, we are going to send our politicians there, and the entire planet is going to send their feckless, weak, spineless, demon politicians to go there and party in this mountain on the dime of the people, while large quantities of people can't figure out how to heat their house or buy another thing of eggs. These people are skiing in Davos, laughing in your face, saying how you're going to eat the bugs. And you go online, and these 18-year-old TikTok superstar squealing pigs are just like, no, Donnie. It's just like, you are not living on earth. Like, dude, you're so brainless. This is not a political thing. This is not a right and left thing. This is not a Republican Democrat thing. This is the powerful elite demons of the world doing demon stuff in plain sight, spreading needless human suffering around the planet simultaneously, gaslighting you about it and rubbing it in your face. And you're so clueless to the nuances of the world and how it operates that you can't even see what's right in front of your face. And the only thing that you could think to do is mindlessly regurgitate the talking points that you see on the oblong box that's lying to you in the corner of your room, and then squeal while old Grandpa Joe invites you to the White House and bounces you on his knee and feeds you a Werther's Original and smells your hair and says, let's go shower with my daughter. You're sick, dude. Are you awake? This is not a political thing. This is not a right-left. This is pure demonry. And these people are installed and they're cycled through, and they go from Faisal over to the government, and then they insider trade. And that's Republicans, that's Democrats, all of them, almost every single one of them. Go on quiverquant.com and look at all the insider trades that are made by these demons. They do it in plain sight. They enrich themselves. They gaslight you. They waste your time. They waste your money. They print money endlessly. They get us engaged in wars that benefit them and their family members. And now they want to lock you down and put you in a box in a 15-minute city and feed you the bugs and some lab-grown meat. Are you dumb? And then you sit on this application, the TikSnap, which who do you think owns it? They choose which videos go viral. They choose which videos get attention. And all of the people that mindlessly regurgitate and distribute the exact things that the demons want, they get artificially rewarded in this temporary mystery box. And then all of these kids are so emotionally manipulated by this that they can't even understand that you got 500,000 followers because you're begging other people to destroy you and them simultaneously. Are you awake? Are you living on the planet? It's so sickening. Oh, Donnie has some documents. Donnie's documents. Meanwhile, your grandmother just got clipped and she wasn't allowed to see her children because these demons made rules that you can't go in and give her a hug, so she dies alone in a box. And you're like, Donnie's gonna document. Are you sick? Like, tune in, dude. And all these kids probably pay negative $3 in taxes, and they squirm and squeal. Oh, go get the baby. It's like, you're so brainwashed. Are you even awake? What does your average everyday leftist think when they see that video from Project Veritas? What do they think? I'll tell you exactly what they think. They don't think anything because they don't watch it. The only thing they do is go into their echo chamber on TikSnap and squeal about Donnie and his documents. And then they're like, some Republican should come in here and debate me. It's not a Republican. We're talking about human beings. Leave the politics out of it. The politics is just an obvious and clear marker that you don't have a clue what's going on in the world. Every single thing on either side, the vast majority of the time, is manipulated by the people that are in control of the true operation. They have one goal: larger, centralized, authoritative government. And then you have this situation in California. And then you have Gavin Newsom, who is a merchant of the darkness, a demon embodied, being like, the Second Amendment is a suicide pact. This guy is a merchant of darkness, the most gaslighting governor in the state, in the entire country. The Second Amendment is the only reason why anybody in this planet is free. It is the only reason why the U.S. hasn't been attacked 50,000 times, because there's more than 300 million firearms here. That's what you call a militia. That's what you call a standing army. That's what you call the defender of freedom. Tune in, you demons. Like, you're literally doing the bidding of the people who want to crush you like a bug and put you in a cage for the rest of your life. Do you not think about your children, you sicko? It's the most disgusting and mind-blowing psyop ever. And they're right in your face. And these people alleged to be intelligent, yo, you're gone, dude. You're living in a dream world of magic. And all they can think to do is squirm and squeal in the comments from their parents' basements, knowing that they produce nothing. They output nothing. And they, for the vast majority of the times, hate themselves and their life that they live because they're a perpetual victim. Because once they understood that they're responsible for their own success and actually outputting something, actually producing something for the world, they would realize how bamboozled the vast majority of people are. 98% of people don't get it. They have no clue what's happening. You don't get it until you start to pay some taxes, till you start to see a person drop a hot brown in the street, till you see your kid come home and say, "Am I a giraffe, Dad?" But it's going to hit you like a train. And the fact that you can't see 5 feet in front of you is something that we're trying to help you understand. This is not about Donnie. It's not about documents. This is about demons living among us, trying to change the way that children live their life, trying to medically castrate them and ruin their mind forever, to make a perpetual victim class, to usher in socialism and Marxism and every bad policy that's destroyed other nations of the world through corruption and extraction of all freedom, value, and money and property. And they are relentless. And they have every single possible mechanism to distribute that lie to you. And you get rewarded. You get rewarded by getting artificially boosted through the algorithm, by being temporarily rewarded with cash, and by them tickling the bag of your ego to make you believe that you're on the right side of history when in fact you're on the wrong. And the only thing they can think to tell you is everybody that doesn't think like this, everybody that doesn't mindlessly regurgitate the pre-written narrative from the demons at the top is bad. When in actuality, you are being a conduit of that exact darkness, and you are begging for your own demise. And you're out here thinking that you got to come after the big bad corporations and the evil rich people. Those people output 10,000 times what you've ever output in your life. And you would never understand until you started to actually produce something of value for the world, other than squawking and squealing and pretending that you were on the right side of history because you're collecting your good boy points and you're collecting your white guilt points and you're collecting your sad boy points and you're eating your soy burger and your high fructose corn syrup drink while you're throating SSRIs and going to a doctor that says your kid has ADHD, fill him with pills for the rest of his life. Yet so many people completely outsource their discernment, their basic understanding of reality, research, thinking independently. The absolute easiest position to hold in public life is to unanimously agree with the pre-written narrative spoon-fed into your dirt star by the demons that run the planet. The absolute easiest position to hold. Oh, I turned on CNN and they told me this. How could you be so clueless that you think that Rachel Maddow, who's collecting $30 million a year, how could you possibly think that Rachel Maddow is going to think independently? Who is paying her $30 million a year? And why do all these other companies and why do all these other media outlets, why do they unanimously agree? Why does Borla agree with you politically? Why does Borla agree with all of them? Why are they all on the same page, tickling each other's back, patting each other on the back, giving each other rewards, needlessly squandering your precious money while you suffer at home? And the only thing you can think of is to squeal about Donnie being on Instagram. Are you sick? This is above that. It is so insane. And you believe for some reason that you have some moral high ground, that you understand because you're standing up for black people and gay people, and you're standing up for the marginalized group because they patted you on the back and gave you your good boy points because you wear the rainbow and you wear the ribbon and you have the purple star and I collected my good boy points. While you're literally cheering for the demise of your own family and the future generations of the world, because you haven't taken the time to believe that potentially there's something beyond the theoretically important social issue of the right now. And you get hung up in the good boy point collection. Whereas every other person, if those people were right, the truth would rise to the top as it always does. Why does one general ideology get silenced, get suppressed, get canceled, get deleted? Why does that happen? If it was so wrong, wouldn't you want to let us distribute it in plain sight? Wouldn't you want to let everybody see how dumb we are? Why would you remove it? Why would you silence it? Why would you cancel it? Why would you do that if it was so wrong that we were out here hanging ourselves with our own ideas? You wouldn't. Because the truth is more persistent than the darkness. And no matter how much you guys think you might be ahead right now, or you might be winning right now because the demons are on your side and you're doing their bidding, I guarantee you, when the chickens come home to roost, you're going to be mired with regret for how sick you've allowed your brain to get over this course of time in human history without doing shit about it, but complain and squawk and squeal and do their bidding so that you could collect money and power and recognition temporarily at the expense of the rest of the planet, including yourself. But you don't get it. All you're going to say is, this guy's crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, we're all simultaneously crazy. All those nurses that got fired, that wouldn't get let back to the job, they must be crazy. They were just your frontline heroes, and the firemen and the police officers, all of these people that did all of this good. The people that you would call when you were in a pinch, when your back was up against a wall, when there was a person coming at you with a weapon, who would you call? Would you call your favorite soy boy from down the way so he could call a mental health expert? Oh, excuse me, Mr. Mental Health Expert. There's a guy over here with a machete, and he's running in my direction. Can you please send down a social worker? What are you, clueless? How do you think we got here? How do you think we got here? And it's like, even the people that are allegedly good are full of it. There's so many things that have been manipulated through the course of time. I was listening to the Ron Paul Liberty Report before earlier, and he was talking about how FDR essentially coerced the Japanese to attack us by doing certain things to provoke an attack. And then what happened as a result of that? What happened? All those men, all those heroes, all those toxic men, all that men with all the toxic masculinity, all those American heroes were purged to allow them to send us to war, to enrich these demons. It's like, dude, are you tuning in? Maybe you should wake up, dude. Donnie's documents, goo. You're 18. Like, go have fun for a minute and come back before you squeal about something you think you understand because you've collected all the articles on CNN, AP, MSNBC. You listen to Rachel Maddow and the Young Turks and some soy blob, some person who has soy coursing through their veins that is not healthy or successful or happy. That's taking a gullet full of SSRIs and being subservient to the man. Oh, my hero. It's Cenk. These people, left and right, like squishy Lindsey Graham, who is a literal merchant of the darkness, are leading us into a never-ending, persistent war with a nuclear power. And they are purposely, intentionally deflecting us from it with these stupid documents. And people are falling for it. They are going to send tanks over there. A clear and obvious escalation. And it's like, there are young men getting blown apart. For what? And our supposed leaders, who have been getting their dirty, filthy phalanges in there, over in the crane, for the better part of the last decade, including your friendly grandpa, they meddled in their selection. They've been over there causing havoc for a decade. And now they are with an endless purse, squandering all of our money, creating inflation, squandering the cash that we don't have, destroying and rotting our great nation from the inside out. While they put this dude on TV, on magazine covers, in photo shoots with his wife, squawking and squealing, thanking the largest, most corrupt corporations in America for their investments. While men are getting obliterated there for nothing. For nothing. So that they can usurp more power, more greed, more money. And as they send tanks that we're going to have to maintain, train them how to use, they're going to pretend like we're not involved. When you have all of these men squabbling and fighting, these octogenarian, 70, 80-something, 65-year-old, whatever people, these demons that are only out to enrich themselves, that will so callously send our young men to die for money. And they didn't care about the men that were going to die at Pearl Harbor. And it's highly probable, whether you want to believe it or not, that the same thing occurred in other places in American history, like perhaps in New York in 2001. And then they will gaslight you and say, we found a paper passport 2 blocks away. A citizen found it, perfectly intact. And they handed it to an NYPD officer. And it happened to be the paper passport of the guy that could barely fly a single-engine plane, happened to successfully navigate more than one time a commercial passenger jet in such a way that would be difficult for a seasoned pilot to do, to flawlessly execute it, and then use that as a justification for us to enter a multi-decade, multi-trillion-dollar death campaign where all the bravest heroes among us were sent to die. And then the braver, equally as brave, brothers and sisters of our one human family that ran to ground zero instead of away from ground zero were told to breathe the air. The air is safe to breathe. And the ones that happened to be lucky enough to make it out alive were saddled with unthinkable pain, suffering, and disease, and a nearly certain early, untimely death as a result. And despite all of this, 20 years later, after sending so many of our brave men and women of our one human family to go perish for these demons, they finally get them out. Horribly. It cost 13 American lives for nothing because of a poorly executed strategy. After there had been more than 12 months, I believe maybe 2 years, of not a single American life lost. And because these incompetent demons could not figure out the most basic of strategies, those 13 people needlessly lost their life right at the end. Then they abandoned our citizens there. They abandoned the people that helped us there. And they abandoned billions upon billions, tens of billions of dollars of machinery there and high-grade weaponry there that is likely being sold and trafficked around on the black market that will ultimately get pointed right back at us and the brave men and women that we're sending now to go die again. And within 6 months of us getting out of there, right back in. And every 18-year-old completely brainwashed teenager on TikSnap that has 600,000 followers that could barely grow stubble on their face, that knows very limited information about the world, how to live in it, or even history beyond what they've been spoon-fed into their Dirt Star, that's getting mindlessly rewarded with their good boy points for regurgitating the talking points of the demons that run the entire world. They're going to then squawk at you and accuse you of being a bad person because you have a little bit more life experience. You have a little bit more cognitive thinking. You have a little bit more viewing and understanding that the world ain't what you think it is. It's not what they're serving you. They're lying to you. They've been lying to you. We are getting poisoned through pharmaceutical products, through unhealthy food, through every possible angle, every stretch of the process. The hospital system, the health system, the monetary system, the food system, the water system. The water that comes out of your tap in a city in America is likely bad for you. Every single thing is in single-use plastics being mindlessly squandered and tossed into the ocean. They're telling people to wear these diapers, that they're inhaling these microplastics. They're force-feeding you this juice or threatening to take away everything you love, every freedom you have. They take away the ability to protect yourself, to protect your family, to protect your family from other demons. The great equalizer in this world is a firearm. The only line of defense that a 100-pound woman has against a 280-pound man or group of men is a firearm. It is the only equalizer. Gun rights are women's rights. Gun rights are the elderly's rights. Gun rights are children's rights because they deserve to live. What are you going to do if you're in a wheelchair and some dude runs up on you with any weapon? You die. You will not live. What are you going to do if you're 80 years old and you have a cane and you're with your 80-year-old wife and some dude runs up on her to bash her in the skull? What are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and call the fucking police? You dumbass. You're fucking stupid. God, people are so fucking dumb. Cheering for your own demise. Think about the kids in the school. If there was a guy in the school that had the exact same mechanism to protect those children, they wouldn't have been got. But you're dumb. But you're dumb. The men that founded the United States of America were mostly under the age of 30. Yet your average 18-year-old right now can barely figure out that the food that they get at Taco Bell is not good for them. They can't figure out anything. Yet the men that built the most free nation in the history of the world were exactly the same age as you. And you can't figure out that an email that was written by a literal crackhead that's in perfect English with insider information that was sent to nefarious actors overseas and caught in plain sight in the most natural way possible. And the three-letter organizations that are supposed to protect you, that are raiding the bad orange man, can't read this and see what's right in front of your face. And you're going to sit there and say, take the guns away. You're clueless, bro. You are living in a dream world of magic. And when somebody kicks your front door in, you're going to wish you had that right. And when your wife is sitting at home with your child and some dude kicks the door in, you're going to beg that you wouldn't have been so stupid and short-sighted and immature and naive to the reality of the jungle that we live in. You're not paying attention. People in Chicago are selling tamales on the street and they're getting their shit pushed in. Because you are a feckless soy person that doesn't understand basic reality. You're sick. You're sick in the head. It is so disgusting how dumb people are getting. It is insane. How many people have to suffer? How many people have to get popped by an illegal weapon or a legal weapon or anything? When the one thing that could have protected them would have been the ability for them to follow the Second Amendment and defend themselves. The only reason that there are not encroaching troops on our shores in this country is because of the Second Amendment. It is the only reason. It's not the F-15s. It's not the nukes. It's the independent firearm, legal firearm owner. Is the only reason why people don't do that. It's like, dude, and then they take the sob story and they play the crying and the squealing and the moaning and groaning. And they fall for it. And they fall for it. And there could be 5,000 examples consistently slow dripped to you over time of all of this encroaching danger. Yet somehow, despite how clear and obvious it is, the only thing that these people think to do is collect their good boy points and get artificially elevated online, squealing the exact message that the people who could care less about them want them to say. And almost every possible response that they have is a mindlessly regurgitated, pre-written talking point from the exact same demons that they think they're fighting against, that are actually the ones that they hold the closest and most dear to them. What about the red states that have all the what's a red state? You're being lied to with statistics. You're being fed the talking points. I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about observable reality. You are at home in the mountains of California, and somebody kicks your door in and you're not there, and your wife is there holding a baby, what is she going to do? Is there any argument that is needed beyond that? Because if you're stupid enough to think that they're going to come for the assault weapons first, that's only for the assault weapons. This is the assault weapons. First of all, what the hell's an assault weapon? First of all, that's a made-up word. It's a weapon of war. What else is a weapon of war? Is my sneaker a weapon of war? Is a baseball bat a weapon of war? What's a weapon of war? You know, people at war fight with their fists. If they can't get the knife or the knife's out of their hand or they run out of bullets, what do they fight with? Their hands. Is a hand a weapon of war? You're dumb. Because once they take it somewhere, they want to take it everywhere. And the narrative that's going on right now in California, where they can't figure out how to get people to stop pooping on the street and living in a tent on the street. You can't figure out how to get somebody to stop dropping a hot deuce in the middle of the road, but you guys are going to figure out how to successfully remove the one amendment that's protected our life and liberty in this country since the beginning of time? Because they're going to say, this one's banned, now this one's banned, now this one's banned. Oh, well, somebody's going to come in from Arizona, and someone's going to come in from Oregon. So we need every state to ban every weapon. And then they're going to say, well, they're coming in from Mexico. They're coming in from Canada. They're coming in from Europe. And then they're going to say, no guns in the entire world. And then who's got the guns? Only the bad guys. Then you're a sitting duck for life. Your kid's unprotected, you're unprotected, your wife's unprotected, every person you ever known, ever in the history of time has absolutely no pushback, absolutely no leverage, absolutely no nothing to defend themselves until the end of time. Because you were too much of a spineless, brainwashed, clueless, complete space cadet that couldn't see what's right in front of your face. Because you wanted to collect your good boy points because you saw it on MSNBC. Get regurgitated by some demon whose house is protected by the exact same weapons that they say that you don't deserve to have. There's a video on CBS of Gavin Newsom walking down the street in an affluent Californian suburb, walking down the road in a broad daylight, flanked by 10 dudes with guns. They're all like, hand on the vest, hand on the waist, waiting. Even if somebody wanted to get him, there's 10 dudes there to get you to stop. It'll cost you if you get lucky enough to even get there. And I'm not saying that's lucky. I'm just saying if you want to do something bad, those guys are going to stop you. It's enough to make you not even try. Can you imagine how much the demons would run amok if they knew that absolutely nobody could protect themselves? It's like, you're clueless. Somebody in the comments on Facebook said, I'd love to hear what this guy's saying, but I can't stand him, period. He's too aggressive as well. Sorry, Monica. Sorry, when a person on television, when a person says on a video that's at the most nefarious organization that's been literally simultaneously poisoning the entire world and doing literal demonry, when I see that on a video in plain sight and every clueless, brainwashed, spineless soy boy can't figure it out, sometimes you got to get aggressive, Monica. Feel free to dipset from the chat. Your opinion is not needed here. This guy's aggressive. Oh, was it aggressive when they clapped your grandma in a cage and they wouldn't let her see her family, so she had to die alone? Was that aggressive? It's disgusting. This guy's too aggressive. Sorry. Kind of sickening, you know? When you watch this happen in plain sight for years on end and people can't even get it, sometimes you got to hit them with it. With words. If you don't like it, turn the volume down. If you don't like it, leave the chat. If you don't like it, no one cares. Leave. It's very simple. Click the X, disappear. No one will care. This world was built on people being aggressive when they had no other choice. Do you think I want to come home at 10:30 and lose my voice screaming into this microphone about this? Like, do you think this is how I want to spend my time? What, so I could sell a t-shirt? Is that really why I'm doing it? It's for a t-shirt sale? So I can collect $14 in badges, which I very much appreciate. But you honestly think that's what I'm doing? This guy's in here working for 2 hours, for an hour, for $14. It's like, dude, this is not about money. This is not about fame. This is not about notoriety. This is not about clout. This is about, I don't know what else to do but spread some truth, to get this stuff off my chest, to do the best that I can to try to distribute to other people a digestible way for them to process how bad and how dire this is sometimes. Excuse me. Because it's not all bad. I don't believe the world is ending. I'm not saying you need to riot in the streets. I'm just saying, how are we all going to just sit here? How are there people that are out here squealing on their camera phone about how about there's so many injustices because you won't let some pervert demon get to a 7-year-old? It's like, what is wrong with you, dude? It's like these people are saying in plain sight on video, yeah, we're trying to alter this mysterious poison so that we can sell you a non-solution to this poison that we helped to create. And you're going to sit there at your house and be like, this guy's too much. It's like, too much? Have you watched TV this week? Have you watched TV in the last month? Did you see Martha Stewart pull out a sword and sharpen a sword on a grindstone in her kitchen and tell you that you got to go get the mysterious potion from these demons? Are you watching what I'm watching? Do you even care? It's like, are you even alive? Are you on the planet? Like, dude, it is like top tier sickening. This guy is too much. It's like, yeah, she sure is. Oh man. BRB, I'm going to go grab some high fructose corn syrup and some seed oils and throw them down my gullet while I watch TV, where in between cop shows where they make the 3-letter organizations look like they're saving a baby out of a Christmas tree. And then they're going to be like, take this potion, eat this potion. Are you sick? You should eat these pills. Are you hungry? Eat these pills. Are you depressed? Have a couple of pills. Do you need to find someone you love in your life? Eat this handful of pills. Do you have a kid that's not doing what you want him to do? Maybe you should feed him a pill. Maybe you should lop off his pen 15 and tell him he can be a little Jennifer. Maybe you should do that. Here's a bunch of pills to solve your problem. Pilly pill, 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 pill. Why don't you head down to your local grockery store and get yourself a box of seed oils and a healthy seed oil bar with some seed oils in it and some seed oils with a side of seed oils. Why don't you go down the street to get a healthy snack that's full of seed oils and poison and high fructose corn syrup? And why don't you eat the corn and eat the bugs and sit in the box and stay at home and don't get on the plane and wear the diaper and lose your job and lose your career and don't see your family and don't get to hug grandma? Why don't you sit at home in a pit of despair while these people eat Wagyu steaks on a mountaintop on your dime and talk about how they're going to destroy the planet? Why don't you just do that? Who cares, right? This guy's so aggressive. He's super aggressive. Okay. It's like, sure. If that's what you're going to say, then sure, that's what I am. If that's what you want to believe, like BRB, got to get a seed oil, like seed oil. I'm having it like, what? Oh, let me grab a healthy snack from my pantry. Oops, it's laced with seed oils. Can't wait to get diabetes. It's like, what's wrong with you? It's like, oops, got diabetes. It's like, oops, high cholesterol. Oops, I'm dying. Oops, poison. Oops, better call the doctor. Seed oil. Oh. Let me go get a sip of water from my kitchen sink. Oops, it's got lead in it. It's laced with poison. I'm 33 years old and nobody ever told me I should be drinking spring water. I'm just drinking Dasani. It's toilet water. Who cares? Microplastics, microplastics. Let me go eat the salmon. Let me go down to my local grocery store and get a nice salmon. I'm eating healthy with my nice salmon. It's like, oopsies, that salmon was dyed pink to look like a real salmon. It's actually a white piece of shit. It's like, oh, I got a fake colored slab of fish that was grown in a fucking net in a fucking it was grown in some unnaturally overpopulated net with a bunch of fake fat white depressed anxiety ridden salmon that got fucking SSRIs and pills coursing through their veins and microplastics in its gullet, and they're gonna pull it out and grow it in a farm and slice it up and paint it pink and then ship it to you and be like, it's healthy. And you're just sitting there like, oh, healthy? I'm just having a healthy salmon. How? Just a nice, healthy salmon. As you're just like, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna have an Impossible Burger to save the planet. And it's like soy. It's like, oh, it's made of chickpeas and poison. Oh, I'm gonna go hop in my car and I'm gonna go drive my Tesla to work. Tesla is like, there's some dude in a hole in fucking China, like digging cobalt out of a hole and putting it on his head and just inhaling particles and just like working for pennies on the dollar and dying on the job. And it's like, cobalt, save the planet. Charge it in the coal. Charge it with the coal. Elon, he's so mean. You drive your remote control. You drive your remote control car that can be turned off remotely from anywhere on the planet. If they decide that you say the wrong thing, they're like, oopsies, autopilot off the cliff. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm collecting my good boy points. Plug it in, coal. Oh, the power grid went down. Stay at home and eat the bugs. Oh, I'm freezing to death. Let me just let me turn on my gas stove so I could cook some food to eat. Nope, no gas stove. Gotta save the planet. Thunberg. Save it for Thunberg. She's crying. Look, she's at the top of a mountain in Sweden. She's so much better than you. Eat the bugs. Don't use the stove. I'm better than you. Donnie, he's orange, he's bad. He has documents. It's like, are you alive? What the fuck? Oh, Thunberg squealed about it. Whoa. And then they're just like, I don't feel too well. Open up the cabinet. Faisal, SSRI. And then some dude flies in their window and hits them with a knife. And they're like, blame the knife. We got to get rid of the knives. In literally Gine, I believe it's Gine, I saw it today, you have to register your knives with the state. They write your name on the knife. So it's like, oh, let me just buy this meat cleaver, and it's just like Robert Sausalito on the thing. And then you're at your house like cutting your celery, and you're like, I hope somebody doesn't come in here and stab me with the knife that has my own name on it. And then the next day on the news, it's like, well, what color was he? If he fits one of the marginalized groups, then we'll talk about it. And then they're like, what is that, a nice young son that you have there? Make him a girl. It's like, show him the book with the cartoon of the pen 15 in his mouth. Tell him he can be whatever he wants. He's only 7. Get him in there. Lop off his pen 15. Make him a girl. It's like, and then they're like, evil orange man. They're like, bees. It's like they're coming for your children. Like, are you with us? Just like, eat the bugs. Turn off the stove. Thunberg. It's like, dude. And then like John Kerry floats in on his ketchup torpedo and he's like, no. He's like, no, we're part of the elite class and we need to tell everybody what to do. Oh, and they're like, no, he's so much better than me. It looks like he has a mudslide on his head. It's like he's an Easter Island head man. And then Eric Adams making Tick Snap reels and stuff, and he's like, yo, I'm so cool. Hey, you guys cool? Because I'm cool. Look at me. I'm in a different outfit saying the same stupid quote. Cool. He's like, I'm at the Met being cool. It's like a person on the sidewalk stepping over a rat the size of a small dog. And they're like, that's a rat. And then the rat eats like a pile of fecal matter. And then there's some guy just like ejaculating fucking fentanyl into his veins in his arm. And they're like, he's better than us. And then a veteran is sitting there like, can I have a piece of bread? And they're like, shut up. You will eat the seed oils if you're lucky. They're like, no, go get a fresh needle. Thanks for your service. Here's a needle. John Kerry. It's like, all right, guys. We need to help Prezi Sweet sweatshirt. His wife, doesn't his wife look so vogue next to the tank? Isn't that such a nice photo? He's like, hello. He's like, thank you, Blackrock. Thank you. I can't even do his accent. Thank you, Morgan Chase. Thank you for the tanks. Seattle, yes. Yeah, and then they're like, this guy's too intense. I'm gonna go turn on my Samsung TV that was made in a sweatshop in Taiwan, and and they're like, Netflix, and they're like, ooh, Cuties is on. Oh, what is that, a young girl? What is that, a young girl gyrating and twerking? Netflix, seed oil, seed oil, seed oil, seed oil. I'm actually tired. Let me go get some sleeping pills. Sleeping pill, SSRI. And then they wake up and they're like, why am I so depressed? It's like, I don't know. Guys, that's a great question. You should ask Dr. Leanna Wen. And she's like, I don't. She's like, actually, if you, we need to dangle a carrot in front of you, and if they don't want to do what we say, then, well, they should just be locked in a cage, alone at home in a pit of despair, and, she's got like seed oil juice like on the tip of her tongue at all times. Well, it's like, what? They're like, this guy's doing. Meanwhile, Leanna Wen's like, you should be locked inside your house if you don't comply with this mysterious motion that we like. No. And the CNN host, and then Don Lime is like, and then Anderson Pooper is like, yes, as he goes home to his pentagram. he's like, Podesta. He's like, where can we get some art? Where can we get some art? What is this? They're like Etsy. They're like, baby in a tub, covered in red stuff, wearing a hood, in a compromising position, art. Yes, art. They're like, we're better than you, CNN. Oh, it's just art. Oh, it's just some art. Yeah, Hunter sells art. And then Hunter comes in, and he's like, bah! And he just blows paint through a straw, and they're like, give him $1 million. And people are like, he's an artist now. I saw it on Cosmopolitan magazine. And then on page 2, it's like 65 ways to please your man, written by some dude, written by some chick. It's like how to be healthy, written by how to be physically fit, written by a person that looks like a snowman. It's like, dude, are we even like, I don't know. They're like, look. Masculinity, a man in a pearl necklace and a dress. He's better than you. Okay. Everybody is just like loaded up with pharma pills and seed oils and like anxiety and despair. And they're like, think like me. It's like, I don't listen to anybody that's not living a life better than me. If you're not living a life better than me, I do not give a shit what you have to say at all. It's like, sorry, but I look upwards, Some dude lecturing you about being healthy, and you're like, you don't look healthy. And they're like, you can't say that. I'm healthy. It's genetic. It's like, no. It's like your BMI is 50. It's like the doctor's like, you're going to die. And he's like, ah. And then they're like, make him the health minister. All right. And they're like, oh. They're like, she. They're like, this woman. First female world record holder. They're like, wow, she really she ran a 4-second 40-yard dash. She just bench pressed 500 pounds. She is beautiful. She is the first female admiral. It's like, oh, interesting. And then if you don't think she is attractive, you're a bigot. It's like, oh no. Like, I'll have some seed oils, please. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. Isn't she beautiful? Yes, she is very beautiful. They're like, she could do a clean and jerk of 500 pounds. Previously, females could only lift 180 pounds. All women in human history got by 200 additional pounds in 2023. World record shattered. Won the 100-meter swim by 10 laps. It's like there's only 9 laps. Won by 10 laps. Isn't she beautiful? Yes, she's so beautiful. She is elegant. She's like, yeah, I just wanted to win, guys. Ha! What, you don't think she's beautiful? Holy crap. Oh, man. I heard the funniest joke. Earlier. I don't want to steal it from this comedian. I follow him on Instagram. I have to get back to you with it. But I was dying when I heard this joke. So funny. It's not my joke, just to preface it. He goes, when I was living in New York City, I was a dog walker. And he said, and one time I got a 0-star review. And I reached out to the to the guy that owns the dog, and I was like, hey, why'd you give me a 0-star review? And he said, you misgendered my dog. And he said, if your dog is a woman, then whose dick was I sucking? Oh. Holy crap. That was such a funny joke. I didn't do it justice. I didn't want the words to be too clear, but you got it. If your dog is a woman. Oh my God. I was dying. Oh, it was so funny. Oh, freak. I saw that somebody asked about Biggie. Biggie passed away 2 months ago, unfortunately, but he was almost 17. But anyways, I'll start. I'm going to answer some questions for a few minutes. I've been going for an hour and 10 minutes, but I want to answer some questions. If anybody has anything to say, I'll read some of the comments. Somebody very sad on TikTok made a sad comment. Not surprising. People like sit in the live for an hour and they're like, "This sucks." Like, no, okay, cool. In that case, guess I'll just leave. Oh, I was yelling and I forgot to put my thing up on here. Whoops. Oh. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I absolutely went nuts for a while there. I want to thank the people that got the badges on Instagram. I forgot to check those. I was absolutely ripping. Thanks, Jen Golan, Lana Liberty, Stevie13, Alexandria C, Elizabeth XX, Mommin like nobody's watching, S Lucas 0510 and Fast Eddie 500. Thank you guys for the badges on Instagram. Somebody said, did I see Benny Crumpets taking on to Santa Claus? Oh God. I did not, but I will look into that immediately because Crumpets is basically the worst attorney on the earth. I have a huge problem with Crumpets, specifically because of everything he's done and says. Adam says, how did you get smarter than everyone? I'm not smarter than everyone. I'm not smarter than most people. I just call it like I see it. I do the best that I can. I'm not smarter than anybody. I'm just trying really hard. Carly says, are you saving this live? Yeah, the live will be available on Getter, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Instagram, and Getter, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Getter, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah. Do I think Paulie P was doing? Yeah, I definitely do. Alan on Facebook says you should call this Fact Hour. Agreed. Thank you. Love the show, says Jeannie. Thank you. Chetta said you're just awake. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be. Thank you, Blue Collar Bobby. He said this is the most underrated Instagram page. Appreciate that. Somebody says DeSantis knows what culture war takes mouth breathers want. I don't even know what that means. Someone on TikSnap spending their precious time not enjoying their life, sitting here talking trash in the comments because they think they're winning at something. Meanwhile, the meatloaf is getting cold. How's your plan for running for president for 2024 going? Please run for Congress. I think I have to do that when the time is right, but I certainly would not be opposed to it because I just feel like there's so much demonry that it's just sad. Thank you, Happy Spice. Thirsty Camel on TikTok, thank you. We had a good laugh. Annie on TikTok says, I love watching you lose it. It's true that. Why are all the meanest people on TikSnap? I don't know, because I think it just skews low and they get rewarded for just being sad. Yellow Phone says, does your concern about microplastic mean you're in favor of stricter corporate regulation? I am not in favor of stricter corporate regulation, but look, two things can be true at the same time. Stopping people from polluting or manufacturing products in a certain type of way is primarily culturally. Not everything has to be done through government. It can be done through culture, through the people making decisions and rewarding businesses by purchasing things that are not using those items. It's free market capitalism. But when the dirty, filthy phalanges of the demons get involved and they have all these contracts that are buying things at overpriced amounts on your behalf, that's how they create monopolies and win. And that's how those things are able to persist. You don't see a problem and go to daddy government to fix it. The left never sees a problem that the government can't fix, when in actuality, the government causes the vast majority of the problems that they think are caused by corporations. The corporations are typically following the letter of the law set out by those demons. The demons make money from the corporations and the fact that they play within their guidelines. They wield power over them and they create the problem that they purport to want to solve. You guys' solution is always just give the government more power. It's like, the government should do it. It's like, no. You should listen to Peter Schiff a little bit. And you would understand that things like the SEC, for example, that are supposed to be the watchdog for the financial markets, couldn't figure out that Bernie Madoff was bamboozling people. And they gave Bernie Madoff the good to go. And then people invested money in him. And he got. And all these people lost money. Whereas in the case of the original Ponzi scheme, there was no SEC. And they found him out a lot faster. It's like the left always has everything, every solution is always to be solved by bigger government and more power being taken away. When are you going on Andy's podcast? I was already on it. First form. I was on Real AF episode 100. It's on my YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/Bobby Sausalito or youtube.com/@takenaps and look for episode 100 of the Real AF podcast. Thank you, AJGX0. She said you have a fire inside you. Kind of mad I dropped in so late. The podcast, this will be available on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Getter, Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts can be listened to. The video will be available on Spotify and all of the social networks after this. Getter, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Every single thing I ever do live is always saved and placed everywhere. So you can always watch anything. I'm going to send you a bottle of sunscreen. Yeah, don't do that. I didn't use any sunscreen this week and it felt great. You don't need that. You just wear a shirt if you're hot. You wear a hat. Go in the shade. Sunscreen has caused skin, like they put chemicals in it that cause the exact thing it's trying to pretend to protect. It's like you're probably just good just getting sun and wearing a shirt or getting an umbrella. Yellow Phones says corporate elites are evil, but also don't restrain them. Dude, you're totally not seeing the clear and obvious truth. It's like every corporation is not evil. There's lots of evil people. There's evil people in all walks of life. But your solution is give power to other demons to regulate those demons when all those demons are in bed together, as opposed to just giving power back to the free people, letting people have keep the money that they earn. Rage for Order said, I got my controlled opt-T the other day in Australia. That's what's up. Thank you. Yeah, I saw that order come into Australia. Love that. Yeah, these are just bots. It's like some angry non-existent entity using ChatGPT to purport leftist talking points in the chat. And they're like, I'm a faceless, identityless drone. Ah. Zoya Blue says, big government like restricting a woman's right to choose. Yes, like restricting a woman's right to choose. That's like saying someone's right to choose to take another person's life. Oh, it's my right to choose. But again, like there you go. It's like you'll find the one issue, you find the one social cause that you use to tear down every part of the whole thing, to topple the entire thing. I understand what you're trying to say, but no. There's a very long debate to be had about that. But saying the right to choose is intentionally manipulated language to let you believe that she has no choice, that there's just no choice that exists. Oh, the right to choose. The right to choose at 8 months and 8 months and 28 days? It's like, are you cool with that? The right to choose, like there's a baby sitting on a table that they tried to do that to, but the baby's alive and they're like, no, let it go. That's choosing. It sounds like demonry to me. I don't know about you. It's like, let's try to find some middle ground. Oh, it's a right to choose. It's like the baby's alive. And it's like, no, it's not. It's like, okay, yeah. Like go to California and live in a tent on the street in a pile of poop and pay $8,000 for an apartment, $8,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment to get gaslit by Pauly P that lives up the hill while someone's pooping in your front yard. Your kids stepping over needles on the way to school, where they learn that they can cut off their pen 15 and use a different name and be a lion if they want. It's like, yeah, okay, right to choose. All right, dude. Hello, but yeah, let's find the one thing. It's like, don't you understand that you've been fed that line as a way of manipulating the language to make it seem as if it's more nefarious when it's not, when it's actually like what you're doing is like objectively by like the vast majority of people in the world, for the most part, like evil, it's like, that's kind of bad. It's like, I'm not, there's a lot of bad things that happen in the world, but if that's the one that you want to pick as like the moniker of badness, it's like, well, where does it fall? It's just choice. It's just a person's choosing. There's the baby's like, living there, like living on the table. And they're like, no, I don't want it. It's like, all right, I guess that's a choice. Meanwhile, the kid's like, can I have a blanket and like water? And you're like, no. I need my career. It's like, all right, I guess. Outraged Teen is in the chat on TikTok. This dude's awesome. I highly suggest everybody follows him on both TikTok and Instagram. A Gen Z human person living in California that actually knows how to think. Jigs, the sunscreen comment came off wrong. I don't know what you were saying. I was like, I don't want that shit. So Angel Heart 897 says these women have a right to choose birth control or keep your legs closed. That's not a fair argument either, because there are people that are abused. So it's like you can't do that with the argument either. You can't be like, they can keep their legs closed. It's like some people get sexually assaulted. It's like let's not just throw it at them like that. You know, that's not helpful to the discussion. Oh, keep your legs closed. It's like I understand it's a minority of cases, but you can't just say that. You're like emotionally weaponizing the phrase at them. And it's like, that's how there's no middle ground. It's like, keep your legs closed. It's like, yeah, but what about the person that tried to, you know, like there are cases of it. So I just don't think that that's productive to the conversation. It's not Jen Lisa. It's not always a choice between two people. It's not every single time. You can't say that it is. Sometimes it is. The vast majority of times it is. But it's not every single time. So it's like, again, it's a nuanced conversation. But like, don't just be like, oh, it's like, then it ends you know what I mean? It ends the conversation. She should carry pepper spray. Yeah, pepper spray is really going to be helpful when they come from behind you or there's more than one of them, you know? So again, so like people are getting very people are getting very hung up on the new, like I said, that's a very nuanced conversation. That's a much longer conversation than this. And it's like, I'm cherry picking 8 months and 20 days. No, I'm just giving an example. You gave examples. I justified your example. Somebody said something that was not what I thought was right on the other side of it. And I called that out as well. So don't think that I'm just sitting here like gaslighting you. I'm being very transparent about it. And I'm just saying, all right, this person is gone. Goodbye. Nice chatting with you. Thanks for coming in. Somebody said, I mean, it's like, I just wish that people wouldn't use such like, it's almost like, I don't know how to say it, abrasive language when there's like many levels to it. Like, I understand I use crazy language at certain times and like, maybe that's bad. Maybe it's just like, I'm fully committed to that part of it. It's like, I don't think there's a middle ground with the things that I go nuts with. I'm just like, I don't think there's a middle ground of this. It's like, leave the 13-year-old alone, you know? So there's certain things. And like, maybe I need to get better at that too. Somebody on on YouTube said, they tell us to lower our thermostats, not to travel more than 20 miles from our house and eat the bugs. That's right. Thank you, Marissa GTS on TikTok. Appreciate it. Wayne said it's getting to be like the Wild Wild West. Yeah, it's dark, dude. I just find it so troubling that like that there's just so many evil things happening. And it's like the documents and all this stuff, like to me, I'm so over things like that at this point. I just feel like it's like a mouse in a wheel. These things are completely irrelevant when people are just like poisoning, you know what I mean? Like trying to manufacture strains of like, it's like the darkness level at the top is so sickening and disgusting. And like all the climate stuff, trying to tell people that they can't use fuel to like create prosperity. And it's just so messed up. And they're just like, it's like how anybody could see all these people fly up to Davos, take a private jet and then a helicopter to the top of a mountain at Davos to eat expensive food in person, where if they actually gave a shit about the climate, they would just do it on Zoom, but they don't because they're demons and they hate you. It's like these people are not, it's such a fake lie. It's all such a lie. Somebody said this guy throws garbage out of his car window. Yeah, okay. Sick. That's a sick burn, dude. Did you come up with that on your own? It's such a good one. Because the only type of person, it's like, oh, either eat the bugs and use the cobalt, use the rare earth mineral electric car that's powered by coal, and eat the bugs and turn off the gas stove and sit at home alone and eat your pills, or you throw garbage out the window. Okay. Dr. Jilly paid elites to celebrate her wardrobe in DC today. That is correct. I saw that. Did I come up with the left is eating soy? No, I don't care if it's the left. If anybody is throating soy, like heads up, probably not good for you. Outraged teen, I don't want to go live with you on TikTok because I'm on these other platforms. There's 110 people watching on Facebook and YouTube. There's another 100 people watching on TikTok, and there's another 100 people watching on Instagram. 110. So there's like hundreds of people. So if I go live with you on TikTok, then everybody else is out of the conversation. So I don't want to do that right now. Sunflower oil, seed oils, yeah. Everybody's just like throttling seed oils. You did not request to go live? Oh, well, it said that you did. I don't know. Oh, all right, well, whatever. Yeah, I agree, Mark, on Facebook. What's the deal with seed oils? There's like no good evidence they're bad, said somebody on TikTok. Yeah, I guess, yeah, no good evidence. So, yeah, just eat them. Probably just eat them. Geez, my voice is lost from going ape. Patrick on Facebook said, remember that time Eric Swalwell farted on camera in an interview? Yes, I do. That's a good comment. This I think is a record on TikTok. I have 22,900 likes in less than an hour and a half. That's the most likes I think I've ever gotten in that time frame on the TikTok. So big ups TikTok. TikTok's interesting. Like there was almost 400 people watching on TikTok at one point. Instagram tends to be a little bit more consistent, and it tends to go down over time. So it'll start out at like 200 or 180 or so, and then it'll make its way slowly down. And then in about an hour, usually it drops down to about 100. Usually because I'm doing these late at night. But TikTok is weird. It'll go up and down. Like sometimes it'll be 300, sometimes it'll be 40. It's weird. Someone said, is he calming down from his manic episode? No, I'll never be calm. He didn't fart. He pooped his pants. Yeah, he did. Patrick's playing the hits on Facebook. He said that one time that Nadler browned his pants. Yep, I do remember that. TikTok just said, I just got an alert on TikTok that says, great job. You've gone live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. I'll take a break. Never. Now I'm going to go another 90. Rachy Bo, eggs are giving us the Klotskis. Somebody actually say that? Somebody said the eggs are doing it? What? That's what Jine says? Uh-oh. I don't know if anybody caught it, but earlier I said diabetes. I heard that from Chris DiStefano. He's like, my dad's from Brooklyn, and he's getting old, so he starts adding R's to the end of words that don't have R's. He's like, oh, Chris, I went to the doctor today. I got the diabetes. That's pretty good. Look at Rogan's recent post. Rogan like Joe Rogan or Rogan like DC Drano Rogan? Patrick Wilson said, I saw an article today that said eggs are causing... eggs are like one of the healthiest things you can eat. I used to sleep on eggs. Like not sleeping on them, but I didn't like them. I don't really like them, but they are good for you. Oh, Joe Rogan, yeah. I definitely don't love eggs. They're an ingredient. Eggs are an ingredient. Make cookies or something, but they are good for you. I'm more of a fan of eggs are not a meal. I agree. You need a steak in there. Like throw on a steak. I just feel like eggs are slop. I feel like very few people make eggs well. You know? I feel that they are good poached. A sunny side up is good, but only on a Bagwell. Maybe an everything Bagwell with a couple of thick cut pig strips, perhaps. But I wouldn't just be like, let me just egg it up. Let me just have like an egg. You know, I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't just be like throttling just like a chicken plasma just by itself. Maybe an avocado, you know. Maybe a zazage, perhaps. A zazage or maybe a mozzarella, maybe a tomate, perhaps. But people are just out there like, give me wet plasma. Give me wet discarded chicken plasma that never made it, you know? If there's not some meat accessory, I don't know what's going on. I do love how the chat is now on all eggs on all the platforms. On TikTok, they're going, eggs are nature's multivitamin. Can't beat a French omelet, eggs and a slice of tomato. And then someone's like, this guy's on the internet talking about eggs. And then on Facebook, egg sandwich. Raw egg white cannot be assimilated because protein hasn't been denatured. That's actually pretty advanced. Guess you're not done. Ha eggs. And then on Instagram, sunny side up. Facebook, eggs with pork chops. Imagine somebody just jumping in the chat now. If you came in 30 minutes ago, I was like, you're dumb. I was like, they were trying to take the guy. They're trying to give you the juice. And they come in now, and I'm just like, eggs are good. They're good for you. Just like, this dude is nuts. This is the thing, is like, I want people to understand this. When I watched that video of Faisal earlier, I was at the gym and I was like, yeah. And I was like, so mad. I was so mad. I was like I was eating a snack of sorts from the grocery store, probably some seed oils or something. And I couldn't wait to come on here and go nuts. I was eating the food like it owed me money, you know. I was like, I got like one of those sushi, like a sushi roll without rice, and I was just like throttling it into my gullet. I was so angry, and I made this video about Eric Adams, and I just yelled, and like I took a shower all angry too. I was like, and then I had to come on here, and I went nuts, and like now, it's out. It's in the like I got the poison out. It's out in the ether now. Now it's gonna do its thing, and somebody's gonna cut it up and put it on TikTok and be like, "This dude's insane," and somebody else is gonna watch it on Facebook or something tomorrow, and somebody's gonna listen to it on Spotify, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, this is nuts." But it's like that. These are my true thoughts. This is my true consciousness. This is the magic. This is what I'm here for. This is why I sell 10 badges a video, bro. I'm out here getting this $20, 20, big 20. No, I really appreciate that people buy the badges. I'm very thankful for them. It's like I have to, that's what I got to do. Thanks, Jen, Lisa, for the badge. But it's like, if I didn't have this outlet, I would have just been here going banana sandwich, you know? I would have watched some like murder documentary and just been pissed. I'm like, they're killing it. And then I would have gone somewhere tomorrow. Like I would have been at the grocery store or something, or like run into somebody when I was walking with my vest, and they'd be like, "Yo, what's good, man? How you been?" And I'd be like, "Yo, did you see the Project Veritas? Did you see what they did? Did you see what he said?" And they'd be like, "Yo." They're like, "I'm on my lunch break. I'm having an egg and seed oil sandwich." And I'd be like, "Yo, did you see what that guy from Faisal said?" They're like, "Chill." So now it's out. And now I can rest easy knowing that I've done my job here. I've done my task of the day. And the fight begins tomorrow. In fact, I'll probably, what is it, 11:30? I'll probably go walk with my vest and think about what's the next joke. Can't turn it off. People are still talking about eggs on the TikTok thread. They're like, eggs. Thank you, Glad. Punching the brain bag. Yeah, just trying to kick everyone in the brain bag. It's like open up your brown eye, because I'm about to park my truck of truth in there. Yo, isn't this cool what I did here? The colors in the back, isn't that kind of cool? I've tried to do that in previous videos, but I never took the time to like properly place it, but it looks really good on Instagram. That looks really cool. It looks really cool on the Facebook, on the YouTube thread as well. It actually looks good on TikTok also. But doesn't that look cool? Baker Minerals, I'm at the gym and your mic sounds great in my headphones, LOL. So if you're listening on Instagram, then you're actually not listening to this mic. So you're not listening. If you want to listen to the mic, watch on Facebook or YouTube. I mean, the phone mic is still good, but I'm like, this is the real mic. Hello. Yeah, the Facebook mic sounds good. Facebook, YouTube, Getter, all have, and Twitch all have the good mic. Somebody said, "Show us your eggs." What does that mean? Somebody says I yell Supreme every day. Nice. Do I debate people on here? I don't really debate people on TikSnap because I haven't really found anybody worth debating there. but I have had discussions with people on Instagram. But debates are tough because you can't use the freaking words. So it's like, I'll go on somebody else's thing. Thanks, Jen Lisa, for the badge again. It's awesome. There's Adam on YouTube. Anybody right there see that dude in the corner of the screen on YouTube? That's my homie. He set the whole mic system up. If you're in South Florida, check him out. Send him a message. Outraged teen, I'll debate you. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody says, why won't you talk about eggs? Are you afraid? Yeah. I don't want Big Egg coming in here and... Very excellent show tonight. That's pretty funny. Thanks, Baker Minerals, for the badge. Appreciate it. Alan said, I'm going to make a shirt that says got eggs. I had a shirt in my store for like 2 months that said eggs are an ingredient, and no one bought it. Because it's kind of a weird thing to have on a shirt. It's kind of like an if you know, you know type thing. But I made a shirt that said eggs are an ingredient. Actually, no, I think 1 or 2 people bought them, but I didn't sell very many of them. And I was like, I guess people like eggs. If I wrote like I love eggs, I probably would have sold a bunch of them. Peace, Torella. It was in there. It was in the store. It said eggs are an ingredient. It was in there for like a couple months. I took it down. I mean, I could put it back. If somebody wanted to buy one, I could put it back. But it said eggs are an ingredient, and I just took it out. Patriot Girl says, I love your merch. Thank you so much. The merch is at bobbysauce.com. I got it linked in the here. Oh, I actually forgot to put my banner on Facebook and YouTube and stuff that has the website, so whatever. I wanted to like yell. I wanted to yell so bad. I wanted to go nuts. So I just wasn't ready. I messed my whole thing up. I didn't tag my website on the thing. I didn't put it anywhere. I don't know if you can do it on TikTok. I don't know if you can do that. Cooking eggs on a gas stove, yeah. Am I going to another AmFest event? Yeah, well, AmFest. You mean America Fest? Oh, nice. The Flex Fit hats are fire. So Lana Liberty is on TikTok. So my favorite hat is the new white Flex Fit hat. I only have one in the store. It just says based on it. It's my new favorite hat. But I could make a bunch of hats with the white. I just haven't made any other ones that are white. I just made that one, but it's my favorite hat now. You need a shirt that says eggs are essential. I mean, like I said, the egg stuff didn't go. I didn't push much egg merch. Turning point event, yeah. I'll be at SAS in the summer. I'll be speaking at Great American Summit in Texas in July. I believe it's July or June. June. Everybody should check that out. That's the one you should really go to. Thank you, Patriot Girl. Yeah, you should go to Great American Summit. You should look it up. Great American Summit. That's a lot of fun, and I will be speaking there as well. So I would highly suggest you guys check that out. I'm late to the anti-egg party. Can you briefly explain why you're convinced it's only an ingredient? I'm not convinced it's only an ingredient. I'm just saying it should only be an ingredient. It's like, make a cookie, you know? Cookie. No, it's just a joke. I'm just joking. I'm in Dallas, Great American Summit. Yeah, all right, there you go, Dallas, Great American Summit. I believe it's in Dallas. Pretty sure. Yeah, because last time I was in Dallas. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in Dallas. Canada, please. I can't go to Canada because I didn't get the juice. Did I ban you? I don't know. Why would I have banned you? I've banned some people. So yo, it's actually a funny thing today. I was gonna make a video about it. I probably will, but the U.S. Border Protection has has confiscated I believe it was over 2,000 eggs being smuggled over the border from Mexico in the last 30 days. Like, people are literally smuggling eggs over the border. Isn't that crazy? They say that like a typical confiscation is like 400 eggs because you can't bring livestock and food and certain things in, but they've tracked 2,000 eggs in the last month, I believe it was, that were being trafficked over the border. 2,000 eggs. Yo, imagine how far. Like, if you were in a coma for the last 20 years, you'd just be like, they're doing what now? They're bringing eggs. Somebody said they identify it as eggs. Yeah, they're like, I'm an egg. It's like Kamala's like, he is. She's like, I'm not a he. They is an egg. Lori said, could you summarize what's in the Project Veritas video? I know you were ranting about it, but I haven't seen it yet. I will not summarize it because it's 10 minutes long and you have to watch it yourself. Lori, please go watch it. I would suggest you jump off the stream and go watch it right now because it's absolutely atrocious and disgusting beyond measure. So this live will be saved. You won't miss anything. I would suggest that you go watch it right now and come back or watch the stream later because it's disgusting. And I already went nuts. They're coming for our assault eggs. That's pretty funny. Am I talking about a gross plate of eggs? No, just eggs in gen. Somebody says, what's the name of the Project Veritas video? Dude, just go to their social channels. They posted it like an hour ago. You don't need the name. Just go to the channel. Go Project Veritas on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere. Just go online. Just be like Project Veritas and look at the most recent video. It was an hour ago. Just go do it. Greta Eggsberg, that's pretty funny. Anthony said, can you comment on reports of elites being fitted with ankle bracelets because they are awaiting tribunal? Number one, I've never heard of that. And number two, it sounds a lot like Donnie's in a pineapple under the sea, flying on a Black Hawk with Pompeo to rappel down into the Capitol. The fences around to keep them in and not us out. And they're all going to go to trial, and they're all going to go to trial in Guantanamo because we're owned by the Vatican and we live in an upside down world at the top of the sea. And if you go too far off the coast of Japan, you'll hit an ice wall and you'll be in the like. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I don't know. I don't think any elites are wearing any ankle bracelets. Like, they literally eat Wagyu beef and like look at creepazoid artwork of like children up against a wall, like in a cavern. And they're like, it's art. And they spend $10 million on it. It's like, nobody's ankle braceleting these people, in my humble opinion. Thank you, Lori. She said, first time catching you live. Thanks for the authenticity and expressing everything I feel. But if I said it, I would get locked in a loony bin. True that. Eggs are the price of gold, yeah. It's like, I'll have 1 ounce of gold or eggs. Promissory eggs. Rose said on Facebook, I wasn't able to watch this episode. It's the entire episode in its entirety will be available on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, Getter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are heard in its totality forever. So you can go back and watch it at your convenience. Maybe they'll make a car that runs off eggs. That's a good idea. Egg coin. That's pretty funny. I do like all these egg puns and egg related jokes. Maybe they will make a car that runs off eggs. That's actually a pretty good idea. Sean said, say my wife's name, say my name and my wife will wake up. Sean. All right, I guess. Or you could just wake her up yourself. I can see chickens crossing the border, but not so much the egg. That's pretty funny. Egg yolks. That's pretty good, too. Baker Minerals is on it. She's buying badges, making jokes. My daughter wouldn't eat eggs until she was 19. I was not like a big fan of eggs. You could probably run a car on the fumes of rotten eggs, yeah. I dropped an egg on the floor today. Yo, we're really getting deep with the eggs now. Megan said, or don't, because you exhaust that poor woman, Sean. That is the funniest thing I've heard so far. Or don't. Oh, lots of laughs. I had so many notes of things that I wanted to talk about because I haven't been live in a couple of weeks. Oh, my ears are ringing. I had so many notes. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. I had so many notes because I hadn't been live in so long, and I didn't talk about pretty much any of them. Yeah, I didn't really talk about enough of them, but I was like, I'm gonna go nuts. You're exaggerating on the egg jokes, yeah. We have an egg as the president. Yeah. We'd be better off if we had an egg as the president. Ah, excuse me. Egonomics shirt. Just send me an email. Email me woke@bobbysauce.com. WOKE, woke@bobbysauce.com. And just tell me that you want an egonomics t-shirt and I'll make one. I already have the icon of the egg on my computer. So I could make that very easily. The eggs jokes are exhausting. Yeah. Everybody's going big on the eggs. We already had 4 years of Humpty Dumpty. Why do we need another egg? Brian Stelter's never been the president. Woke@bobbysauce.com. WOKE. Woke or yoke. That's pretty funny. Woke. WOKE @bobbysauce.com. Get into the other topics if you're up for it. We'll hang for it. Apparently Humpty Dumpty is not an egg. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the king's men picked Brian Stelter up again. Yeah, maybe he's not an egg. He just looks like an egg. I thought he was like a Fabergé Stelter. Either way, he was rotund. Or as they like to say now, healthy. Body positive. He's body positive. Body positive. Somebody said talk about the other topics. Um, well, I mean, I did kind of talk about some of them. But well, one of the things was, it's like not related to this at all. But one of the things was I keep seeing all these. I don't know if anybody follows this guy on TikTok or on Instagram. His name is the Joey Swole, and he's like this huge gym bro, and he basically stitches videos that girls will post on TikTok. They'll be like, "This creep at the gym is looking at me at the gym," and the guy like will not be doing anything, or it'll be like some smoke show girl that's like wearing like skin colored leggings that are like shoved up her ass crack, like you could basically see into her dirt star, and she's doing squats or something with a camera, and the guy will like look over and she's like, "What a creep." It's like, I can see into your brown eye, you know what I mean? Why are you wearing that, you know? And it's just so weird how there's all these videos, and then the girl will post the video on TikTok and shame the guy and be like, he's a creep. It's like every single girl at my gym is smoking hot for the most part, and they all wear the tightest clothes, and some of them wear clothes where you can't really see that much. And I'm not telling you how to dress. I'm just saying, if you're a smoke show and you have your shorts like jammed into your ass crack, and they're like, it's like, we're human beings. It's like, you're gonna notice it as you walk by. It's like, is it illegal for me to like look over and admire your dump truck? I'm like, and then you got to put a video online and shame the guy for looking. It's like, I get it, but is this really what we're doing? It's like, it's impressive. When a really yoked dude walks by too, you're like, holy shit, like that guy's jacked. And you just look at them. It's inspirational. You know, you see a good looking person that's physically fit. I'm at the point now where I'm at the gym and I don't know where to look. It's like, you look this way. It's like, oh, there's some girl with skin tight booty shorts on. Then you look over here. There's another one. And you're like, it's like, you got to look at the roof, because you don't want to get caught on TikTok and shamed, you know, for looking around. There's like mirrors everywhere. Like they'll catch you like in a mirror. It's like, I don't know where to look. So that was one of the things, is I was just like, why are they shaming these dudes online? Just, if you really think they're that much of a creep or whatever, show your friends and laugh about it, or just don't. It's like, are that many people really watching people do curls at the gym? It's like, they'll like do tricep extensions, and it's like, is there a person out there? Is there a woman out there that's like, I want to see this girl do tricep extensions in shorts that are like so far into her brown eye that she could probably taste them. It's like, is another girl watching you do that on Instagram and being like, oh, I love her form? Or are you doing that to, like, you know, I don't know, like wear a darker color? I don't know. It'll be like a skin tight booty short shoved in the dirt star that's like skin colored, and you look, is that person naked? And then you're like caught on some tripod, and it's just like, I'm gonna put it on TikTok. And the guy comes over and he's like, hey, and he doesn't know the name of the machine. And he's like, hey, are you still on this machine? And she's like, he doesn't even know the name of the machine. It's like, I go to the gym 5 days a week at least. I couldn't tell you the name of any of the machines in there. I know bench, incline bench, decline bench, bar, squat rack, but I don't know what like the thrusty boy butt extension is. I don't know what the the kickbacks, the tricep pull down. To me, it's like Harry Potter terms. It's like, oh, he's from the Temple of Dumbledore, Dumblebean. Oh, it's the serpent of Harry's crippity crap. It's like, I'm like, the arm thing. It's the it's the Narnia box. Oh, that's why I don't watch things like Lord of the Rings, you know? Oh, you know, King Goblin found the ring of Mordor at the castle of the forgotten cherry or something. Like, what? The names are all made up. That's what the gym machines are to me. Trapezius, you know? It's the trapezius extension. It's the bicep curl. Eat some eggs and then go work out. The L egg machine. That's pretty funny. Yo, I don't know if you guys saw, but I was on the Alex Jones show last week. There's a link to it on my website. Go to bobbysauce.com, go to the About page, and look. I was on InfoWars. It's on. Just go on InfoWars or go on Rumble and type in Bobby Sausalito, the Alex Jones show, and you'll see. I was on there for like 20 minutes. Somebody said, "Who's paying for this on TikTok?" Who's paying for what? No one's paying for anything. But yeah, I was on Jones. So go on my website, go to bobbysauce.com, go to the About page and look for it. It's on his stuff. I went live with Maria Z. I didn't share it everywhere because I was like, I know that stuff gets popped. But I was on the show. I didn't talk to Alex. I talked to Maria Z, but it was really cool. The Castle of Dumbledore. Big Parma, yeah. Oh man, I just hit 2 hours. Am I on Twitter Spaces? I'm on Twitter. My handle is at Bobby Sausalito because Take Naps is taken and Bobby Sauce was taken. Anthony says, "What's your take on the clone rumors?" I think people get lost in the weeds with stuff like that. I think there's probably clones. Sure, I believe that there probably are. There's probably prosthetics and probably any number of things that could be real. But to me, I try to focus on the things that are more obvious and clearly there. Could there be a clone? Yeah, maybe. Could Donnie be a time traveling AI robot that lived in a freaking, the secret tale of him is written on page 85 in the basement of the Vatican in a secret document about how him and Nikola Tesla's grandfather time traveled? Yeah, maybe, but probably not, but maybe. I'm not going to sit here and talk about, if Donnie's a time traveling cyborg when like they're trying to lop off some kid's Pen 15, and feed him bugs. It's like that is real. We can see that. So I'm going to focus on that. Like Prezi Green Sweatshirt and his wife are taking photo shoots with Vogue in front of like a tank. And he's wearing a green sweatshirt, his merch. And it's like, yeah, I believe that there could be clones, but I don't want to talk. People are like, gematria. If you add up all of the letters in Damar Hamlin and flip it upside down and divide it by the square root of pi, 14th of Pi, the third month, the 14th day. 3 plus 14 is 17. Q, it was written. Go to 4chan, upside down, flip it, go underneath the basement of the Vatican, take a jet through Starlink to the dark side of the moon. Inside the moon is a block of cheese that's been preserved. It's upside down. Ride it down the side of the firmament into a green spaceship that will take you under the sea to Antarctica to an ice city where there are green, gray aliens living in a diamond-encrusted city, and Albert Bourla lives there with a half-human chimera. Like, yes. Do I think DeMar is alive? I don't know. Yes, probably. He's probably alive. I don't know what he looked like. I don't know what his body shape was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he looked like, but they said it was his mom and his kid or whatever were on TV, and his mom didn't look like she was hanging out with a cyborg, maybe. But again, respectfully, who gives a shit about Damar Hamlin when they're trying to, when they're going over to Prezi t-shirt with tanks? I don't give a shit about, I get it, but it's like pure speculation. Who cares? I get it and I care, but I don't really care, It's kind of like if I had eggs on the stove and they were burning, but my house was also on fire. It's like, what do you think of the eggs? Are you going to get those eggs? It's like the house is on fire. So yeah, maybe I would love those eggs. That's probably great. I'd love to know, I'd love to make sure, I'd love to taste the eggs and have them, maybe have a sandwich with them. But the house is on fire. Got to put out the house, Let's focus. I don't care. We're not going to know. They're never going to tell us, It's sus. It's very sus. But it's like, do you think, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But again, I think these are just distractions. It's gematria. If you add all of the letters in Damar Hamlin's name and divide it by Brontosaurus, the third dinosaur, 3. If you multiply 3 by 3 times 3, 27, minus 3, 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 divided by 17, Q. The message boards. Who's Q? Who is it? Is it Bannon? It's like, what? What do you think about... Why did he have the mask? Is he in the snow? Is he a snow person? Hamlin, ham, pig, pork, eggs, pork and eggs, green eggs and ham, Dr. Seuss. Is he still alive? Dr. Seuss. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody that's asking about him, because it's, we're just jamming here. But I'm just saying, it's such a pointless. I don't know. I just think it's kind of it's not. I don't need to discuss it really any more than we already. Hamlin, green eggs and Hamlin, culture war, M&Ms, Tucker, M&Ms, Tucker, M&Ms. What do you think is the truth? Why is that M&M purple? Is it because it's a Tucker's monologue about the M&Ms yesterday, the one that he was like, he's like, he was like this, he's like, and then they made this purple M&M like a fat androgynous lesbian or something. It was the funniest thing I heard. It was the funniest thing I heard yesterday. He's like, why did they make the purple M&M a sneaker wearing androgynous lesbian or something? Oh, it was so funny. Oh my God. Who cares about the M&Ms? He's making fun of the M&Ms and joking about it. And they're like, cancel the M&Ms. And then they're like, the right's going crazy about M&Ms. It's like, he was just making fun of you. Imagine if I had more clout and distribution and tomorrow they were just like, Sausalito's coming for Big Egg. It's like, he's trying to say that eggs are being smuggled because we can't. It's He said, it's like, does he even know that they cause cholesterol? It's like, what are you guys talking about? And then they're like, the right's culture war of M&Ms. It's like, it's not a culture war. We're just watching you make like an overweight purple M&M, you know? He's like making fun of you, and they're just like, the right is obsessed with eggs or whatever, or with M&Ms. Oh man, it was so funny. He's like, oh, it's some androgynous obese egg or something. I was like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, cholesterol. That's pretty funny. Cancel him. And then like there'd be like they would have like an egg farmer on Joy Reid's show tomorrow on the Readout. And they're like, what do you think with Bobby Sausalito's obsession with Big Egg? And he'd be like, it's racist. It's definitely supreme. You know, Joy. Eggs originated in Central European countries, and we didn't even eat eggs until 1846, where the big egg lobby purposely kept eggs out of the marginalized communities. Our ancestors weren't even allowed to have eggs. Eggs were considered a delicacy. Our ancestors ate the shells only. They only got the shells. They bleached the brown eggs to make them white because people found white eggs more delectable, delicious. Did you know delicious and delectable were originally one word, but the Supremes separated them? That's why all the eggs are white. White. And she's like, yes. And then that guy, what's his face? That guy, oh my God, what is that guy's name? He looks like the Nutty Professor. His name's like Eli or Ellie or like Ellie. I don't know. He had a great fall, but that guy, Ellie, and he's like, oh! He's like, that's because all these white Republicans. Oh, he's wearing black headphones. Appropriation. He's appropriate. Oh, you don't have any white headphones sitting around? And then they put on that dude. Oh, I forget. Oh, Eli Mistal. That's his name. Eli Mistal. And he's like, no. Oh. He talks like a pull string doll. Oh, he's like, the Constitution was written for whites. Eggs aren't even. It's like, Eli, you need an egg. Oh. He's like, I could rewrite the Constitution. It's like, no, you couldn't. It's like your squealing is annoying, dude. And his hair, he's like, who's waiting at the crib for Eli? What's his name? Ellie. I don't even know. Who's just waiting for him to come home from work? Like, oh, great, he's home. That guy sucks. Just like gaslights everybody. Eli Mistal. Yeah, he's looking healthy. Looking healthy, Eli. Did you know that eggs were originally made from colonizers? Only a colonizer would eat an egg. He's like, I just eat impossible meat. And it's like, it's impossible that the blood pressure is okay in there, you know? I'm just saying, dude, chill out with that. And it's like, I don't mean to be mean to the guy, but the guy talks about white people like I'm trying to take his French fries. It's like, no, you're good, Eli. Like, you can have them. He's like, seed oils. Seed oils from colonizer. It's like, no matter what, every single thing is like it's like these people are trapped in their own Their own world. Don't give up your day job. This is nonsense. Okay, Steven. This is nonsense. Okay. Good one. Don't give up your day job. This is my night job because it's night time. When you do, come back here and tell us who the clown was. Yeah. Sick burn, Steven. This guy's not even funny. This is nonsense. This is utter nonsense. It's like if I was in a Tick Snap live stream and I didn't like what the person was saying, I would just leave the live stream. I wouldn't be like, this is preposterous. It's like, I would just leave. And that would be the end of it. And then I would never see it again. You know? John Kerry. John Kerry. Somebody said great camera angle. All right, thanks. So the reason that the camera angle is this way so my Instagram camera angle is not as down as my TikTok camera angle is. The reason for that is because I'm streaming TikTok on an iPhone. And iPhone has buttons on the side that if you hit them, it turns the live off, whereas my Android does not have that. So the camera on the iPhone is placed in such a way that I can't slide it down too much or it'll go and block the camera that's shooting me right in front. I have 3 cameras. I have 1, 2, and 3 here in front of me. So the TikTok angle is a little bit further down, and that's why the angle is down on me like that versus more flat on like this one. It's not on purpose. It's just the shape of the iPhone and the buttons on it. So I don't know if you were saying great camera angle like you like the camera angle or if you're trying to make fun of the camera angle, but that's why the camera angle is that way, because there's 3 lenses right in front of me. Because I'm streaming in 7 places. Or 6 places. Oh, you like it. All right, good, cool. Cool. John Kerry. Nick Jolly says, do you have shirts or anything? I'm new here, but I'd like to support you. Yes, go to bobbysauce.com. It's scrolling across the screen on Facebook and YouTube. bobbysauce.com. Or just go to followbobby.com, and it's the link at the top. John Kerry. Thoughts on Madonna's recent accusations? Yo, I think Madonna is possessed lighthearily. If you look at her literal face or her teeth or her speaking or literally any of her human behavior allegedly, it's very serpent vibes, you know? And then she just posted this disgusting photo shoot where she's got like all these babies, all like body parts, and she's mocking religion and stuff, mocking the Last Supper. This lady's twisted up. Like, I feel for her. I hope she gets better because she's messed up. And if you look at her face, it's just like, yo, are you good? Like, if anybody's a clone out there, it's her. She is toasted. It's like, why do you look like a fictitious cartoon character? She's like 1,000. She's like flying over to Malawi and scooping kids up in a bag and taking them home and like doing social experiments on them. And her son is like 6'3" and wearing a women's dress. It's like, what the? I don't know, dude. Very Balenciaga vibes. IMO. She's very creepazoid. Nicole, she's a monster. Yeah, for years, yes. See, like, I don't know. I'm not too tuned into like the latest Madonna news, but I saw a bunch of creepazoid TikToks of her a couple months ago, and I was like, what is that? She looks like a gray alien crossed with like a Balenciaga like demon art book clone, or like one of those Michael Borman's, Jamie Lee Curtis, like, kid playing in a bathtub photo. It's just like, she's like the kid playing in the bathtub, except she's been in the bathtub like her entire life. And now it's like an adult with like weird teeth. And it's just like, hi, I'm Madonna. I'm going on a world tour. She's going on a world tour. Why? So she could scoop up kids all over the planet and put them in a satchel and bring them home to teach them English or whatever, like she did with those kids in Malawi. I hate to laugh. It's like, you're a demon. I don't know. I bet it's all true. TBH. It's like, what did Madonna's surgeons, like, what are these surgeons doing? You got to be sick in the head, these surgeons out there. Like, Madonna rides in on like her broomstick, and she's like, make my face look like I'm possessed. And he's like, yes, that will be $1 million. She's like, I want to look like a TikTok filter in real life. They're like, you're 1,000. She's like, I know. She's like, just take the blood platelets from my 8 children that I scooped up in different countries around the world. They're my children from Malawi. She can't see her grandmother because I said so. It's like, what? What in the Balenciaga are you talking about? She's creepy. I wonder if anyone told her no on the new look. No, of course nobody told her no. People like that are surrounded by yes men and yes theys and yes thems and yes bots. And she's just like, she's got a ton of money. Obviously, Guy Ritchie got the fudge brownie out of there. He was like, I'm literally out. She's like, let's go to an Eyes Wide Shut party with Nicole Kidman. Look, we're going to chant in a circle around a pig that somebody cut. It's like, what's wrong with you? It's the funniest thing. Like, the older that I get, in the more mature I get in life, the more I realize that being healthy and happy for the most part in life is worth so much more than what you used to think. Like, I used to think that celebrities were so, like, it's like everybody thinks celebrities are so, like, oh, they got all this money, everybody knows them, people love them. It's like, no, the people that love them don't know them, they fake love them. They're artificially gassed up. They don't know true friends from not true friends. They have money, but it's fleeting, and they got it through a lot of dark ways. A lot of them get corrupted or had to go through some horrific trauma to get there in the first place. They don't know up from down. They get manipulated by yes men. There's people always chirping them. A lot of them die young or like get run through, chewed up, spit out, discarded like trash. They're cool. They're hot till they're not. Everyone loves them till everyone hates them. And then, and it's like being like healthy and having a family that loves you and friends and being happy and free in your life is worth so much more than any of that. I saw somebody on Instagram saying, this guy thinks he's funny. It's like, I don't think I'm funny, but, 350,000 other people do. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just not funny. I don't know. But, I mean, I think if we were to match up, how many people would vote that I was funny versus how many people would vote that you're funny, I could probably get more votes, so I don't know. It's a democracy. He's like, this guy's stupid. It's like, okay. Who's more stupid? Me or the guy in the chat? This guy's dumb. Is that person serious? I don't know. I don't even care. I could care less. Thanks, Silent Warrior. Glanzberg, yeah. He's eating dinner alone and watching my Instagram live, and he's like, "This guy sucks." It's like, he's like seed oils. He's just like throating seed oils at midnight, watching my live stream. Like, you stink. Correct. You are correct. Thank you for all the people chirping in on the comments. You're spare parts, aren't you, bud? His dirt star got roughed up. That's pretty funny. I got to start thinking of some new balloon knot stuff. Balloon knots. Have you considered, somebody said, have you considered putting your faith in Jesus and being born again? Do you know anything about my anything? Have you considered, rewatching the Fast and the Furious trilogy or whatever? Have I considered it? I don't know. Are we even talking about that? Money means nothing in the end. I mean, it means something, but I'm just saying that, like, it's not about money. It's about freedom and health and joy and happiness and such. But, money is obviously important. You want to get a new car and, take trips and stuff, and you want to buy food that's healthy and things like that. You want to buy high quality meats and medicines and things when you need them. Have you considered cleansing your dirt star? No, but now that you mentioned it, have you considered wiping your dirt star and cleaning yourself again? Not that I'm comparing that to what he was talking about, and honestly, they may have been very serious about that. I don't know, but in context, it was just kind of a weird question. Have you seen Fast and the Furious 9? So you can buy things without Cedos, yeah. Hi from PA on TikTok. What up, PA? The chat is hilarious. It has been a while, though. It's been 2.5 hours. Rose on Facebook said, "What the hell is a dirt star?" Who's going to tell her? A dirt star is like a balloon knot. It's like a brown eye. When I was in high school, I think I was at high school when I was in high school, I was like trying to flirt with some girl, and she had brown eyes, and I I said something, I had like a misspeak where I was like, "What are you looking at with that brown eye?" And like, she had two eyes, It's not like she didn't have two eyes, but I was like, "What are you looking at with that brown eye?" Instead of saying those brown eyes, I didn't say those, I said that. So I said brown eye instead of eyes, and it just got really awkward really quick. I was like, "What are you doing with that brown eye?" She was like, "What?" I was like, no. I was like, "Let's watch Lizzie McGuire," I was like, let's go back to the party. I got another Bud Light in my backpack. Let's get out of here. What are you doing with that brown eye? Holy crap. I was like, as soon as it came out off my lips, I was like, no. I was like, "What are you doing with that brown eye?" Oh, no. She was like, "No." It's so funny when you think back on, like, the types of things that, like, when you were young and you were like trying to pick up girls or talk to other people, talk to whoever you were interested in at the time, like all the dumb stuff you used to do and say. It's so funny thinking back on stuff like that. Like, "No, you hang up. You hang up." It's like, just hang up. It's like, you got like, talk on the phone for like 5 hours. Be like, "Oh, my mom sucks. Can't wait till after science class to see you in the hallway." It's like, "I know. I'm going to write you a note and give it to some other girl that I'm just friends with that actually has a crush on me, but I don't know it. And I'm going to tell her to give it to you because I have a crush on you. And meanwhile, I have a better relationship with the friend, and the friend is secretly in love with me, but I don't see it. And I really love you, but everyone loves you. And my note is dumb as hell. And you're like, look at this idiot. And then some freshman or something, and then some junior will ask you to the prom, and you'll drink a bunch of natty ices there, and she'll be like, you're a loser. He has a car, and you're like, oh. And you're like, shit. My freshman year of high school, I met this girl like in the most organic way. She was like friends with some other friend or whatever, and then we met and like we started like seeing each other. Like, we didn't even see each other. What do you do? Like you kiss once or twice? And her friend, like her best friend, I like had a crush on forever. And like the best friend started to like me once she saw that I was interested in the new chick. And they were both best friends, and they were like, you have to pick. So I like picked the hotter one and lost the other one, the original one, the organic one. And then the hotter one lost interest because then I was interested in her. So then I lost them both. And I was like, oh. So I like literally had the pick of the two of them, picked the hotter one, and then lost them both. If I picked the original one, it probably would have worked out. But the other one was just like, they just want what they can't have, you know? And I got zapped. And I was like, oh, damn. It's like, I got nothing now. True story. True story. Lori says, that's because you were thinking with your Pen 15. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking with my Pen 15, but not really, because freshman year, I don't think I was utilizing my Pen 15 when I was a freshman. I think that was more of like a summer between freshman year and sophomore year type thing. I was thinking with my like brain 15, you know, sort of. I was just like, yeah. I mean, I guess I was. Yeah. I mean, it's like you're a 14-year-old boy. Like, what am I supposed to think with? Logic and reason. I was just like, I was like, that girl has nice sweatpants on. Like, I like her sweatpants more than her sweatpants. I incited an erection, as Chuck Schumer said. Yeah, exactly. I did incite an erection, that's for sure. Yo. Yeah, that stuff was stupid. I give a lot of credit to the young kids, though. Like, so, you know, like I said, the dude in the chat was 18 and a political activist. When I was 18, I was trying to figure out how to make it so that when I smoked a blunt before I went home to eat dinner, that my parents didn't know that I was stoned. I would be like, all right, I'll chew gum, change my shirt. And then I would come in to eat dinner and I'd be like, just make eye contact with the table, you know? And I'd be like eating dinner and like staring. Or I would like come home and immediately get in the shower and I was like, oh, I got shampoo in both of my eyes. I would like slink in the side door and immediately jump in the shower and be like, oh, shampoo in both my eyes. She's like, oh, you really get a lot of shampoo in your eyes after you go over Jason's house. And I'd be like, that's my stupid eyes. or you would use the eye drops and then your eyes would be all glossy. And you'd be like, I'm good. And your parents would be talking to you and you'd just be like, yeah. Or like your eyelids. That was another dead giveaway. Your eyelids get all dark. And I was just like ripped to the gilt. We would like smoke like a blunt of Headies. Anyways, long story. It's like I'd be 18. I'd be trying to figure out how to not pretend that I got shampoo in both my eyes simultaneously every single day after I left this particular friend's house. And then like you got people that are 18 that are like fighting political causes. It's like respect, dude. I was trying to figure out how to keep the beer cold in my backpack at school all day, you know? It's like, how do I get ice in here? How do I put ice in my backpack and have it not drip down the hallway, you know? How do I get through my after school duties, and how do I go home at noon and blaze and then get to school at 2:30 for my after school program or whatever? How do I make sure that I don't smell like beer on the football field on Friday, so the coach, because we got hammered the night before. That's what I was doing when I was 18. And like, I was, a fairly intelligent kid, but I certainly wasn't caring about politics. I was like, it's dumb. So it's cool that the young kids are on it now, because I was not. I didn't really start caring about politics until after I graduated high school. And even then, I was just like, Jones, I was like, oh, lizard people, Greys, like the international banking cartel, Illuminati, which is like all true. But I didn't know, I didn't understand the severity of it. I just knew there was bad things. It's like some things that were not real slip in there. So. And then Obama came in, and I'm like, oh. And Obama bamboozled me with his video. He had this video, this very emotional video that made me cry. It just 2008, and you have this well-spoken dude, and you're like, we need racism to end. That's good, because it's like, I would wager that the vast majority of people don't grow up caring about people's race. I know I, for one, could not have cared less. I was like, is this really even a thing? It's like, who's just out there being like a race? I don't understand that. But, and I lived in Connecticut, where most of the people that I saw my entire childhood were white. I saw very few people of any other color my whole childhood, and we were never like, oh no, let's do racist things. So when Obama got in, or was running, I was like, this guy's saying all the right things, like peace on earth, college is free, like everything should be good, America unites, and I got bamboozled. I was like, yeah, vote for the first black president. That's so awesome. It's so amazing. And I watched the video, and it's like, there's not a white America, there's not a black America, there's the United States of America. And I was like on Facebook, and I was like, oh, sick. He represents me. And then you go and you cast your vote. That was the first presidential election I ever voted in. I cast my vote for Obama, and I was like, I've done my service. Like, my my sins of whiteness are absolved of being white. And I was like, this is great. And then after a few years, you're like, this dude's suspect. And then you start paying attention a little more, and then you have the financial collapse and all this other stuff. And I remember I was in Dubai speaking at this conference, and I'm watching in Dubai, and he's on TV, and he's like on this apology tour, apologizing to people all over the world that America is so very bad and I'm like, wait a second, I thought this was like our guy. He's like apologizing for America. It's like, is that really the move right now? Couldn't we just be great? Couldn't you just do great things? You really got to go on like an apology tour? It seems weird. And then, 2011, 2012, you start paying real taxes. You start paying taxes, and you're like, wait a second. And then you start paying a lot of taxes, and you're like, wait a second. 2012, 2013, 14, I was like, yo, this is not right. This dude's robbing us. That's why I say, like, these Gen Z kids that are like squealing on TikSnap about Donnie and his documents, and he's bad and he's orange and he shouldn't be on Facebook and he's gonna get indicted and like he needs to go to prison for life, like Dash Dabrowski. It's like, this dude's a schizo. This dude's like loaded up on the Kool-Aid. And it's just like, dude, like, please pay more taxes from the paycheck that you earned, and then you'll realize what's going on, Like, the first year that you spend more than, I don't know, I'd say like $10,000 in taxes. Or once you get over the $10,000 in taxes a year thing, I think that's when you really start to get on it. And then when you start to pay $20,000 in taxes, then you get really on it. Then when you hit $30,000 in taxes, you start getting pissed. At least that's how it went for me. Mattman and Batpig just went and had some seed oil dinner. Now he's back. Just laced himself up with seed oils. But yeah, so it's like I feel bad for the young kids, but it just bothers me so much that all they do is squeal and like they just think that they're right. It's like cool, dude. You have 300,000 followers on TikTok, and like you get reposted by huge Democratic pages every day, and you have like 10,000 followers there. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, because you're squealing about Donnie 100 times a day, and it's like we know who runs and owns TickSnap, and like it's like you're telling me that they're not artificially inflating the numbers of the people that mindlessly regurgitate the mainstream line. It's like is a video that I make about not lopping off your bags when you're 15, you know, so you could be known as Josh now. You know, it's like, are they really gonna promote that video? No. But if you're out there just like drag brunch, it's so fun. They're like, so they get all these followers and they're just like, tax the rich. And it's just like, dog, there will be a day that you will wake up and you will look at your paycheck for the year and you will see that you paid $30,000 in taxes, and there's a bumblebee tuna living on the street in front of your house that you overpay for, living in a tent and taking a dump on the sidewalk, and you're stepping over hypodermic needles, and then you drive your car and you probably get it washed or something for the first time, or you get a new car, or maybe you buy a used car with nice rims and then you chunk it in some pothole, and you're like, I paid $30,000 to these demons, and then you got to get gaslit by the exact same demon wearing like cool shades at the Met Gala on TV while you're like struggling to heat your apartment, and you're just like, oh, maybe it wasn't about like the right to choose. Like maybe it was these people are all demons and they just picked one social cause to weaponize you against every other bad thing. But instead of seeing past that one social cause that's like your identity on the planet, maybe you could have looked a little bit deeper into the whole thing and realized that the left and the right is a completely trapped paradigm. And just because I disagree with you on this one thing that means so much to you, I could probably convince you that the other things are right. But they've convinced you that every single person that could disagree with this one thing is a demon for it. It's like when I say demon about people on the left, I'm not saying they're demons because they believe in abortion or they're demons because they think that we should send Prezi t-shirt a thing. It's just like they agree with 173 things that I think are demonry. Whereas on the other way, they're just like, oh, they just think that Donnie has a steak. Donnie's selling steaks and he has nuclear secrets and they don't want to give Prezi t-shirt the shirt off their back, so they're bad. And it's like, do you know anything about money? Like, have you ever run a business? You know how difficult it is to run a business in America? It's really not that easy, Jabron James. And it's like I'm getting like gaslit and lectured by some 17-year-old kid with 300,000 followers on TikTok that wouldn't know a fucking balance sheet if it pounded him in the brown eye. And it's just like, dog, like if you don't know what a P&L is, get the fuck out of my feed. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like checks, it's like debits and credits, my guy. Like, learn up on the debs and the creds and then shut the hell up. Your economic knowledge is non-existent, you jabroni. They're like, we should tax the rich. It's like, you know as much about the economy as Ocrazio. Alexandria Ocrazio Chick-fil-A, who drives a freaking rare earth mineral coal-powered Tesla that's $100,000 and lives in a luxury high-rise in D.C. and has scrumblebee tuna in Brooklyn and can't figure out how to pay $20,000 of student loans and doesn't understand how credit cards work. And she's sitting there with Bernie sandbags squealing because there's somebody on their lawn and they don't understand basic finance. I'm getting lectured and gaslit by this chick that was making Moscow mules 15 months ago. It's like, I don't need to get a lecture from you. Like, call me when you have like a payroll, you fucking chooch. Like, oh, Alexandria Ocasio Chick-fil-A. She makes a heck of a Moscow Mule. She could make a spicy margarita that'll knock your socks off. And it's like, yeah, but does she know how business works? It's like these people don't know shit about anything. And it's like, I'm getting lectured by Ocasio. Like, have you signed the front of a paycheck in your life ever? I'll answer for you. No. Has Joe Biden ever run a business? No. Has Alexandria Ocasio-Garbfilet ever run a business? No. Has Swalwell ever run a business? No. Have any of these Politico garbage merchants ever run a business? No. And the only ones that are in there that have run businesses have $150 million and are insider trading like Tommy Tuberville or whatever one of these demons. And it doesn't matter if you got an R or a D in front of your name. If you're insider trading, fuck you. I'm Tommy Tuberville. And then there's some clown sneaker from Illinois that's just been like, that's just like he's got an R in front of his name, so he thinks he's so cool. Meanwhile, he's just like extracting hundreds of millions of dollars. And then you got like people like Rick Scott, who kind of looks like a like a Pen 15 that never got any sun. And he's like this total big pharma liar, like demon spawn that has like $150 million. And he's the senator from Florida. And he's like looking into the camera like he's possessed, like he's Madonna's like half brother, Pen 15, like never caught any sun rays guy. And like I'm getting lectured by this dude who's just like a big pharma pumping like corrupted bean. He looks like Earthworm Jim, and it's like, get out of there. Like, I don't want to listen to you, Earthworm Jim. There's like 5 politicians that are halfway decent. And like we're getting lectured by 100 millionaire Earthworm Jim. I don't know. And then you got to get squealed at by Maxine Waters. And it's just like, yo, Maxine Waters is like, it's like her district is like a hellhole of squalor. She like doesn't even live in it. And it's like her and the chick with the pink cowboy hat. And they're just squealing about everything imaginable. While Earthworm Jim sits there in the corner, and then like Adam Schiff just comes in and lies and gaslights the whole planet, and then like Chuck Schumer lurches in because like it's daytime out and he doesn't want to burn in the sunlight. He had to fly out of his cave, and he like lurches over and he's like, blah, blah, blah. He's always got his glasses down at the end of his nose, and his voice and like he's like gum gum. He's like a goblin. It's like, yeah, and he's like, we will save America. It's like, yo, it's like you live in a cave. You live like under a bridge in Austin. People from Austin will get that reference. It's like you live under the Bat Bridge in Austin and you're a lurch, and he's like, and he flies over, and he's with Stephen Colbert in the park, and he's like, gah. And he's like, take the weapons away. He's like, live in a cave like me. I'm a bat. Yeah. Somebody on TikTok's like, what is this guy doing? Mysterious 144 says, hope you were appreciated by your audience when you went on the Florida Man tour, because this is good stuff. Thank you. Yeah. Holy crap, the fire video just restarted. That's a 2.5 hour video. And it just restarted behind me. That's a different fire now. All right, I think that's the sign. And then Leanna Wen, oh my God. Well, what we need to do is we have to find a carrot. We have to hold the carrot out, and if they don't take the mysterious potion from the company that I like, then they should be locked at home forever. her kid's going to grow up and be like, why do I have myocarditis? I'm not laughing at that because that's messed up, but she's like, oh, it's because I'm a demon. Because I did demon stuff when you were a kid. Like, no thanks. All right. All right, that's all for now. I'm gonna go walk with the vest. It's 12:30. Oh. Well, you have to understand. I'm Leanna Wen. Like, stop talking like that. She sounds like she's eating like a small, tiny piece of cheese with every. It's like a really hungry mouse. It's like how a really hungry, sad mouse would sound when they got their first piece of cheese in like a month, except it's such a tiny piece of cheese that they have to like really savor each tiny little nugget of the cheese. And then carrot. Like, literally no. Literally no. All right. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Getter. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. Facebook, Twitch. Yo, check out the show, bobbysawshow.com. Do me a favor if you could. Leave me a review. Tickle my dirt star. Go to bobbysawshow.com and leave a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Do me a favor. Leave the review if you could. Share the show. Go to bobbysauce.com. Grab some merch if you can. Support the channel. Get a Cameo or a Patreon or join the such and such or whatever. I don't keep anything really behind the paywall because I want everybody to get all the stuff. So it's really just another way to support. So I appreciate people that buy the memberships and stuff to show love. It really makes a difference, and I really appreciate it. I do some special things every once in a while, but it's mainly just to support the channel because I want the content to go as far as it can go. Thanks to everybody on Instagram about the badges. I really appreciate that. We want Jenna Love, Baker Minerals, Jen Lisa, Fast Eddie, S. Lucas, Mom and Like No One's Watching, Elizabeth, Alexandria C, Stevie, Jen Golan, and Lana Liberty. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Getter. Peace for now. Thank you for coming.